Beggars of Grace. There is a well-known African president who once told his people during his speech that we are beggars of peace. Maybe the idea was to say we all need peace in order to all be all right. We all need peace so that all together we'll be fine. We are in the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1. The word Nehemiah means comforted by the Lord. Here is about the third group that came back from the Babylonian exile, and it also talks about the reconstruction of the walls of Jerusalem. It includes the idea of spiritual revival that was motivated by leaders like Esdras and Nehemiah. You know, from all time, the worst enemy of the people of God is its own wickedness, moral wickedness, and his unfaithfulness towards the Lord. In this first chapter, Nehemiah 1, we see that Nehemiah receives news from Judah, and the information he receives, they are not good at all. So he cries, he fasts, and he prays. And in praying, he confesses his sins and the sins of his people. He makes a prayer asking that God should allow him to find grace in the eyes of the king. Here is what he says in verse 11. Oh Lord, I pray, please let your ear be attentive to the prayer of your servant and to the prayer of your servants who desire to fear your name. And let your servant prosper this day, I pray, and grant him mercy, grace in the sight of this man, for I was the king's cup-bearer. Yes, grace is an unmerited favor. So he just wants God to allow him to find grace. We have to develop that habit, asking that God should allow us to find grace in front of those we interact with, in front of those who have to decide, in front of those who are near to us, just finding grace in their sight. It takes us not to be, proud. Let's beg for grace.